In this video, I'm going to give you some insights on whether or not you should sell your house now or wait. Hi, I'm Jerry Pinkas, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about something that's been on a lot of people's minds lately, and that's whether or not they should sell their house now or wait. Now, I know this can be a really tough decision to make because I'm going to go ahead and break down all of this information for you so it'll help you come to a conclusion. Now, deciding whether it's the right time to sell your house can be super confusing. There's a lot of tough questions that you have to sort through, both financial and personal, before you put your house on the market. Rising home prices, rising interest rates, slowing buyer demand, inflation, the talk of recession are just some of the factors to bear in mind. But it's also important whether you are ready to move and whether you can find another home that fits your budget in this current market. Now, according to Fannie Mae's most recent Home Purchase Sentiment Index, about 51% of consumers believe that now is a good time to sell. But here are some key considerations to help you decide whether it's the right time for you. Is now really the time to sell a house? Well, if you ask most real estate professionals, they say yes, now is a good time to sell. And there's a couple of reasons why, including the shortage of houses with this current inventory that we have. It is increasing, but there's still a shortage. It is possible to still get a very good price by leveraging this buyer demand. Now, price reductions are currently happening in most places, and bidding wars are no longer as prevalent. But rising mortgage rates are another reason why listing your home now may be beneficial. See, it's all about affordability for the buyer. The Federal Reserve has been working to curb this crazy inflation that we have all across the country by raising interest rates. And as a result, the interest rates on mortgages have spiked. Now, the average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage is now 5.36%, which is significantly higher than it was a year ago when rates were about 3.13%. But the Fed is telling us that they're going to continue to increase rates over the next few months. So mortgage rates are rising at a fastest pace, but they're showing no signs of slowing down or stopping anytime soon. So the rising rates can reach an inflection point where some buyers are just going to have to drop right out of the market. They won't be able to afford it. So in other words, if you are thinking about selling, it might be a smart thing to do before rates rise any higher. So when is a good time to sell? Historically, spring and summer are usually the best times of year to sell a house. But seasonality, there are many factors that might be when you sell a house to make a wise decision. Now, listen to this. Often there's reasons that are based on financial calculations or cost of living expenses or other considerations, personal considerations. But there are also other factors that make selling your home the right choice. Now, listen to these because I'm going to go through a couple of them. These include, number one, low interest rates entice more prospective buyers to enter the market, which is advantageous if you're a seller. An increased number of buyers shopping for homes can drive home prices, meaning you're more likely to sell your home and get a solid profit. Number two, the shortage of housing inventory also drives demand and prices for when more available homes hit the market. And what's more is when housing supply is low, homes on the market tend to sell much faster. Number three, downsizing. Could be a thing that we're going to be hearing a lot more about. It may be a budget-friendly choice rather than maintaining a larger or costly home. Now, for older homeowners, downsizing may even be a necessity. Like if you can't handle the stairs anymore or there's more repairs than you can manage, it might be a good time to sell. Number four, if you're relocating to a new state for a job or you want to retire, you want to enjoy your retirement in a new area, you may need to take the profits from the sale of your current home and put it towards your next place. And if it's time to sell, then it's time to sell when you need to sell, right? It's a no-brainer. You need to sell if you have to go somewhere. So when is a good time to wait and not sell your house, right? Here's some things that you want to listen to. Even in a favorable seller's market, there may be reasons why it makes sense to hold off on listing your home for sale. There are some common factors that might make prospective sellers hit the pause button. For instance, number one, rising mortgage rates. It means that there's fewer buyers and a smaller pool of buyers who can actually afford to offer the price that you may want. So selling a house isn't free, and you can maximize your price. You may, if you can't get that to happen, you may want to decide to wait. Number two, the cost to purchase a new or bigger home could be unaffordable for you, particularly in a hot market. But we're seeing more inventory come on, so it might be to your advantage. But one thing you want to keep in mind is don't get in over your head, especially during times like this. Take the time to be sure of your finances, and you can actually make sure that you actually can afford and accommodate this type of home that you really want, not just a home. Number three, if you recently refinanced your mortgage, it may make financial sense to not sell yet. For instance, if you got a low rate mortgage and you're going to jump into another house and it's a higher rate mortgage and your payments are higher and it may not be the house that you really want, obviously you might want to wait. You could actually lose money as well when you consider all the closing costs and other fees that you paid for refinancing as part of your other process. Number four, if you have a long list of repairs and you're waiting for these to be completed around your house, you may want to postpone selling until you get some of that work done. You know why? Because it's important to show your home in its best light in order to land the most favorable offer possible. You know, if you have a house that's in disrepair or there's an unfinished project, you are less likely to get a good amount. Number five, if you're simply trying to time the market, you can never time the market perfectly. If you're trying to time the market and you're trying to make a profit and you have no other plan other than the profit, after your home is sold, you may want to wait, because if you don't have a game plan together, you don't know what's coming up. It doesn't make sense to sell if you don't know what your next play is. So, with all that being said, where are you going? Where is all that money going to be spent if you do sell at a profit? Just make sure you have a plan. Then, if you don't have a plan, don't sell. Now, here's a few tips if you are selling your home. Here's a few tips. If you considered pros and cons and decided to put your house on the market, then there's the next steps that you have to take to get the best possible deal. I'm not just saying sell it, but to get the best possible deal. I recommend that you get a good agent, and here's why. The advice and guidance provided by a professional, somebody who does it every day and they're very good at it, can be invaluable, particularly in the current housing market. But take the time to research your candidates. I have a team of experts who can help you with that. If you are looking to relocate anywhere in the nation, pick up the phone and give me a call, because I can hook you up with those people. But I'm going to tell you something. A realtor can help create your game plan and get your house organized, get it in shape, and present it in the most favorable light and get it exposed to the most people. But in this current market, it's a beauty contest. The best houses, I said that right, it's a beauty contest. The best houses at the right price are the ones that sell. Now, make major repairs if they're needed. This is going to help you get the best offer for your home. So make those necessary repairs. But you only have one chance to make a first impression. So you want to declutter the interior. You should make every effort to make it tidy, to declutter your home. And what that does is it allows buyers to see the living spaces clearly. And I think that less is more. So if you have fewer items in a room, the larger it will feel to the buyer. You want to remove any personal items, pictures on the walls, things like that of family members. Make them get in their minds so that they can visualize themselves living there. Position furniture to make the layout of the room flow, and remove any unnecessary furniture. If you have stuff sitting in the corner, put it away. You're going to be moving it. And outside, you've heard the word curb appeal. Okay, your home's exterior is another part of making a good first impression, and it's worth freshening up before buyers see it. And this can include upgrading the landscaping or the walkways or even your front door, just put a fresh coat of paint because that's the first thing that they see when they walk in. Home staging. Now, staging a home for sale, especially if it's vacant, this can help prospective buyers visualize how rooms can be used. And if it's vacant, a lot of times people think, oh, well, they're going to be able to lowball offer because nobody's here and they need the blah, blah, blah. So if you present a more inviting and polished image, you can probably get more money as well. But here's the bottom line. With the continued supply shortages and slowing buyer demand, now is a good time to sell your home. With interest rates on the rise, it may be better to sell sooner rather than later. If rates spike much more, some of those prospective buyers may retreat from shopping for a home at all. But if you consider your reasons for selling carefully, if you're simply just trying to time that market, like I had mentioned, and you don't have a solid game plan after your home is sold, it may be smarter to hold off right now. So what are you going to do? Are you moving? Are you selling? Let me know in the comments below. If you're moving to Myrtle Beach or selling in Myrtle Beach, pick up the phone, give us a call. It's what we do every day. We're good at it. But if you've already subscribed, I'll see you in the next video. And you already know this. We have over 1,000 super helpful videos here on this channel. So I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.